Hi, Gay DeRusso with Majestic Rider. So the microphone's not working again. Imagine that. Don't get a Pivo microphone is my advice. Anyhow, working here with Remy, the horse that was abused or handled harshly. So I did the lunging. He was pretty good at that before, so I'm going to skip over that. And so now I'm going to work him in the surcingle and the side reins and show you how he can put his head in the bridle, because he couldn't do that well before. And so we got him lowering it. We got him used to having things over the top of his head. And I'm just doing the surcingle and the side reins just so I make sure he has an idea how to put his head down when I get up there, and so he knows how to give to pressure. And then I'll just show you little bits of everything else, and we'll kind of turn you on and off because you're not going to be able to hear me. Okay, so that was just him putting the bridle on. A lot of horses don't like the bridle on because people crunch their ears. You'll see I push them flat, and then I put the bridle over it. And when a horse doesn't like the bridle going over his ears, I just make the bridle looser, and then I help them with it. And with him, I just, pushed on the top of his head and had a little bit of grain in my hand, and he would follow my hand down. So now the bit's in my hand, and he's just still following my hand, and then he gets a little bit of grain. And in time, you take it away, and then if they have problems, you can always bring it back. We didn't do a lot of it. It's just to help his top line and to make sure he knows it so the owner can practice it. Now we're going to do the sending exercise, which I have other videos on in more detail. see how he doesn't care about much now. He knows I'm not going to hurt him, and he's a lot more relaxed. So that other exercise I just did is to follow pressure. The sending exercise can help you send him through water, over obstacles, into and out of the trailer. Then the follow exercise, following pressure, helps if they ever get stuck or confined so they know how to unwrap themselves. So it's very helpful. So now we're going to do some of the desensitizing. And look back to his previous videos. You can see how much better he is with his head and his ears, because when I was doing the follow exercise, I even had a problem putting the rope over his ears. He is so much better. And not every horse gets better this fast. So that's the end of 2 weeks of groundwork training. And you'll see he's not afraid of me. He wants to come to me. Yes, I used food. It's not just about the food. It's the right timing. It's the right pressure, releasing, pushing them up to a point, and then taking it away. It all has to be done correctly. You can't just give them some food and throw a hat on their head if they have an ear problem. So he had a head problem, an ear problem. He trusted his owner, but of course when he showed up, he didn't trust me. And now you see he's kind of attached to me. And yes, the food helped, but when you're trying to fix something, what people sometimes don't think about is, what if you were traumatized? What would help you get to that point? People will do all sorts of stuff for other people, but when it's an animal, a horse or dog, they think they should just tolerate it. That's what they should do. I'm not like that at all. I'm all about helping them, building their courage, and helping them to understand, yes, those people who did whatever to you were not very nice, but there are nice people in the world. Just like on social media, you get people that are just totally rude. You're like, you have nothing better to do in your life but make these comments, and then you get people who are very nice, okay? So what we're trying to do is build up this horse's confidence, get him used to things touching him, and he might not be the same with a vet or a farrier or a man, because usually women can beat them too, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times it's a man, so when we have them doing stuff with them, it's a little bit hard. And when you learn, we'll get another one. So this is the first time I ran around him. Every time I add new exercises, I've only done the side pass a couple of times. You saw on the left side he had problems because he gets confused and thinks he's supposed to park out. And so you see he's not afraid of hats now. And on the right, he was much better than he was on the left side. You want to wear the hat? So he was much better on the right side versus the left, and I didn't make it hard. I didn't care if he did it right at all. I just wanted him to try, and he did. Same thing with disengaging the hindquarters. A horse that's afraid of whips, I can't talk, and I'm waving a whip at him. I don't care if he does it well or not. I just want him to move kind of slightly away and not be afraid of the stick. That's the main point. So you see a big difference from the first time I worked with him until now. Now he actually enjoys it. He thinks it's fun. And the other thing I meant to mention is, I don't know if you can see in the video, but I gave him the option with the whip when I was working with him. If he wanted to touch the whip, he got a treat, but I also moved the whip. And if he didn't touch the whip, he didn't get a treat, and I didn't move the whip. So he had the option to choose when that whip's moved and when it didn't move. And you'll see he keeps poking at the whip because he wants the food, and now he knows I'm not going to hurt him. So he is choosing for me to move that whip. And that's what I want him to know, is he has a choice in all of this, because he hasn't had a choice probably in much of anything growing up. We just, try to make the horses do stuff, and they're just kind of supposed to do everything for us. We want them to have choices. I want him to understand that I know he's had some trauma, that I'm trying to help him, and to do that I have to teach him something so we can communicate, and he can tell me when he's scared, and then I can give him things to do to occupy his mind. Now, in parts of the video, you'll see he was still looking around. Terry was walking around with horses, so he was a little distracted by that. And then out in the field, when I was doing the surcingle, there was a man out there in the blue shirt in the green pasture flower area. They don't distinguish very well blue to green and red. Terry had a red shirt on. The guy had a blue shirt on. So all they see are shades. So they sometimes can't see that movement. So when you're riding and you see somebody coming that maybe is a little bit fast or scary, and they're in green, red, or blue, know that your horse can't see it that well. They can see the motion, but it's kind of like the predator. They see something coming, they just can't tell what it is. And sometimes that's the biggest problem. And I have those videos on vision, but you have to remember, we see well straight ahead. Horses do not. For them to see, they have to turn their head left and right and put their head up and down to focus on things. And they still do not see detail like we do. And they don't see the same thing out of both eyes. They're seeing different things out of each eye. The fact that they can function like that is beyond my capacity. But, so they are seeing many different things, and their eyes are attracted to motion. So that's why when there's sudden motion, it startles your horse, because they're not used to it, and if they're not comfortable in their own skin, they think they are constantly going to be killed. That's why horses look for leaders, and people always want to be their companions and their friends, and that is great. But the horse, especially a scared one, a spooky one, they don't want a companion. They have their own friend. They want a leader. They want someone to look to so they can say, like this with their ear, like this with the person, hey, I'm kind of scared. Can you help me? I don't know what's coming out of the woods. Would you mind holding my hand until I see what it is? Or maybe you could distract me and that will settle my nerves. That's the next stage, is that's what I'm going to do when I'm up in the saddle. So now we've formed a relationship. He trusts me. Now I have to bring it to the next level and do the things under saddle. You'll see he's exploring everything over there. Yes, Stephen. So he's exploring everything over there, and that's what we want him to do. We want him to go back to baby stage where he was curious and he wasn't hurt at that point. He's a good horse. He is not nuts, okay? He's just had some rough handling, and due to that, he is a little bit scared and cautious and unsure. So we have to build his confidence, build his trust, and then be there for him. So this horse definitely needs a leader to be with him at all times. Someone who's going to be focused, not space out, not be a passenger, not someone who's going to be blabbing all the time when a bike starts flying towards them and be on a loose, floppy rein. This is a horse that when you see something, so you need to be the leader and look all around while you're riding and look for danger. And when you see something coming, you're like, there's a guy up there, and he's got a blue shirt on, and he's hiking. He's got a baby on his back. I don't think my horse is going to see that so well. The baby's going to start crying. So all the horse is going to see is maybe a monster in a bag moving, okay? So I'm going to get his head down. I'm going to give him little jobs to do. I'm going to breathe and relax, keep my whole body relaxed, get him through this. And then maybe if those people go by, we'll follow them for a little bit, because horses get very brave when they follow things. That's why when I walked over there to shut the gate, I was moving the stick around, but I had him following me, okay? So if something scares your horse, a bike, he's rolling now. He's relaxed. And that's why I set him loose as his reward, so he could do these things. But if there's something that passes you or gets in front of you and your horse is scared of it, a bike, a person, anything, follow it. Follow it as far as you can. If they go faster, you go faster, and show the horse you can chase it away. Makes them very, very brave. But if they don't know they can chase things away, then their only mode to help them is flight, and that is why they're always running away. So, again, the next things I'll be showing you is not all of this again. He does it well enough that you understand. I don't think, I'll try to get to the point I can crack the whip around him, but does it really matter? No. Who's going to be cracking the whip? Okay? He's fine with me cracking around, but I don't have to do it right next to him. The owner's not going to be cracking around. So, hi. Yeah. Pink-ass microphone. So we just want him to be curious, brave, and look to me for a leader, because again, he's got friends. He doesn't need me as a friend, although we are friends, but I'm his leader when he needs help. So I have to make sure that's the most important aspect of our relationship, and that will have to be the most important aspect of his relationship with his owner, is that he looks to her. And the only way to get that is build their trust. It's best to do it through groundwork where it's safe, and then transfer it over into your saddle training. And then you'll be so surprised how good they can get. Are you going to push it? If you say something, you will get me a lot more followers, and you'll make me probably millions of dollars. And he's like, no, because then you'll quit and not help abused horses. I won't quit. Okay. So, I think it's time to go play with him. Yes, we're going to play and we'll have fun. So I hope that helped all of you with abused horses. You're not alone. The gaited horses, many of them are abused. They're handled harshly, or they're pushed too fast too soon, and it blows their mind. Oh, This also happens with a lot of Frisians, because Frisians are calm. They blow their mind, okay? You'll see someone has a Frisian, bring it up to a higher level dressage, and some of those horses start bolting, okay? It's because they were pushed too fast too soon, and sometimes it caused them pain. It was too difficult for them. Don't forget to let them be horses. Put them out in their natural atmosphere as much as you can. Let them be in herds if they can and have friends, but be their leader. That's the main thing, is horses like this really need leaders. And I hear people all the time like, why do I have to keep him out of my stake? Why do I have to be his leader? Why can't I just be his friend? Because when something scary happens, that's what they're looking for. And if you don't be their leader, and you haven't established that ahead of time, you can't just do it then, they will not look to you, and they will leave. And when they leave, they can run faster with you out there, without you on their back, and that's why many people get bucked off. Okay. Hope that helps.